Hey everyone, it's Sidharth Kumar from ReviewMagic. It is review time. So today we're going to be reviewing the movie Sanak, and Sanak is available on Einthusan. You can watch it there, but hold on, before you watch it, you should hear my review. So I've seen Vidyut Jammwal. He's the lead actor in this movie, and I like action thriller films. So I said, all right, I'm gonna give it a try, and I'm gonna see how this movie unfolds. And I saw on IMDb he had good reviews about it. So I said, okay, I saw the trailer, seemed okay. So I said, okay. So the movie Sanak, it stars Vidyut Jamwal as the lead actor in here. He goes by Vivaan Ahuja in the movie. There is Rukmini Maitra, who goes by the name Anshika Maitra in the movie. There's Neha Dhupia, who's a cop, and she plays ACP Chaiti Bhargav. And then there is Chandan Roy Sanyal, who is the main villain protagonist in the movie. Now, the movie has been directed by Kanishk Verma, written by Ashish Verma, and the movie has been produced by Vipul Amrutal Shah. Now, this is a big name. I mean, Vipul Shah has produced Holiday, he has directed Anke, so his name is pretty familiar in the Bollywood circuit industry. So, what is this movie all about? So this is an action thriller film, just like I mentioned, and Vidyut and Rukmini are a married couple. They live by themselves, and one day they both are sitting on the beach, and Rukmini, she just collapses, and the doctor's diagnosis says that she has a rare heart condition, and there would be a surgery required, and this surgery would cost around 70 lakh rupees. So Vidyut is pretty stressed out. He gets his money because he sells his house, and he gets his wife admitted in the hospital. And as he is leaving the hospital from the basement, this is a terrorist group that comes to the hospital because a cartel leader, who has a pacemaker, that fails. So he is brought to the hospital, and they are checking on him. So this terrorist group comes to the hospital because they want to escape with this cartel leader, and that's it. That's the whole purpose of what their motive is. But then Vidyut gets involved in this whole drama because his wife is there. These terrorists have taken everyone hostage. His wife, and he also gets attacked by one of the one of the villain person. So he has to now find a way to make sure his wife is safe. Get all the hostages outside, and just that's pretty much the story is all about. So Neha Dhupia is playing the cop here, and her role. She comes in, she's trying to survey the situation, she's going to analyze what's going on, and how does she make a plan to get someone outside, all these hostages outside. So that's overall the story of this. So my first reaction on this movie, I saw the whole movie in 2 days because I didn't get a chance to see on day one. It was kind of a little bit late, but I can tell you that right from the start, the acting and dialogues in this movie are just so cheesy. I mean, this is the typical Vidyut Jamwal film where the actors are, B grade. There is not much of core drama acting happening. Every actor, whether it is from the villains to some of the other main character leads, are not up to the mark of delivering a performance that this kind of film would need. In one of the dialogues that I remember is when Vidyut's wife has someone holding a gun to her point, and he makes a dialogue says that "तुम्हें कितने बच्चे चाहिए?" And you just try to think that why out of the world did he say that? So some of the dialogues are cheesy. Vidhu Jamwal's acting, he's so plastic. It looks like he just has his face is still. He can't act. His expressions are not good for this. This guy probably has to go back to acting school because action wise he's great. He's been doing this exercise uh, for for a very long time. But acting wise, I think Vidit doesn't have the chops yet. So I would recommend that for him. But even his action sequence. I mean, Vidit is like 42 years old now, and all the fighting sequences he's doing with the villains. I mean, they seem to be having an edge over him. They are quick, they're agile, they have all this capability. Vidit is martial arts guy, but somehow you feel that the action sequence also just sucked in the movie. It was not up to the mark compared to some of the very early films that Vidyut has done early in his career. Maybe he's getting old or whatever. So there's not much happening in this movie from that point of view. If you want to see the action, I think that when you see the movie, maybe half an hour down the line, you will start to see that there is similarity between Die Hard, where Bruce Willis also has, he's trying to come back into the hotel. I believe it's his wife who's hosting a party. She's with some executives, and these terrorists have come into, and these terrorists, I mean, they get killed one by one after by Bruce Willis, and there is constant communication happening between him and the villain. This movie is nowhere compared to that movie. I mean, that movie came out in perhaps in the late 80s or 90s. I knew I was a kid when I was watching that. Even today, if you watch that movie, you would love it. It is one of the classic. That's why Die Hard, one, two, three, four. There were so many versions of it, and it was spectacular action movie. The whole package was great, whether it's cinematography, acting, direction. But this movie, especially in the direction side, Kanik Sharma just fails to deliver an interesting plot. It could be similar to Die Hard, but the acting, the action sequence, the whole plot. I mean, it doesn't even look like it's a hijack, or it's a hostage situation. The intensity with which the actors are giving their dialogues, it just seems like someone just came and said, "Hey, just sit down there. You got to sit there because I have a gun." But there's not much. All these actors are B grade, even though they were foreign actors. That level of intensity, authorityness is not there in all these villains. So overall, the execution is flawed. I don't know what is Neha Dhupia really doing there. She doesn't really even look like she's a cop, because she can't have a detailed plan on having snipers. They had an option to kill the guy, the main villain, but the snipers are not there. It doesn't even feel like it's a scene where everyone should be alerted. This guy is going, Vidit is going in a hospital worth paying what 70 lakhs for his wife, but there is a very common man, very ordinary common man outside the hospital saying, "Hey, my wife is my mom has diabetes and I need to go inside." I mean, this guy, I don't think can afford 70 lakh kind of a hospital there. So everything is just not in one single place. It's just because you just have to do it. So it's just there. His wife always has a makeup on, whether she's going inside an MRI machine or she's sitting. She's always looking this beautiful woman for some reason. And they don't show in the movie early on. They do show in the movie that Vidit also has some problem. If he doesn't get his drugs or sugar, he can't perform. And I was just thinking, why is this even required in the movie? Why can't the guy be normal? But it just doesn't fit overall here. So his expressions, as I said, Vidit is pretty static. And I mean, Vidyut, his last movie that I saw was Khuda Hafiz. I didn't get a chance to review that. That was much better than this movie. I mean, Vidyut had a purpose. He was going to Oman to get his kidnapped wife. But this is a complete disaster movie. I cannot imagine people have given him 6.5 on IMDb. But trust me, guys, if you have nothing else to do and you're just a Vidyut fan, even then don't watch this movie. It will disappoint you. Cheesy dialogues. The plot is interesting. I do want to mention here is that the main villain, who is Chandan Roy Sanyal, I think he is promising. I've seen some of his I've seen him in Prague. He was good there, and he was there in Rang De Basanti. You guys may not remember that, but his dialogue delivery is something that I thought was good. It was to the point. He looked like he was in command there. But other than that, this movie is completely flawed. Don't waste your time in that. and that's it. Put your time into some other movie that I might recommend, which is good. So that's all from my side, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you have any comments, you can write it down here. You want to subscribe to the channel, feel free to do so, and I will see you next time. So take care and good night.